Breaking news. Sage has officially completed phase 0.
She built the foundation first, mastering financial psychology before chasing money.
She's still early in the journey, but consistency like this, that's what separates people who start from people who actually finish.
Most people won't understand this phase because it doesn't look like success yet. But this is where everything changes.
Alright, gang. So, for this episode, I decided to go outside because days are stressful. And right now, me hopping into phase 1, I'm really leaving behind an old character, an old frequency, an old person that I used to be. And I'm diving into something I've never done before. And I'm making it public. So, to be honest, sometimes you need to get out. And that's what I'm doing. I'm getting out. So first things first, with phase 1, I am tracking my spending. I need to get all my stuff together and just be real, upfront, and honest with myself, and deal with the things that I put off for so long. Now it's time to address the elephant that's been in my room. Be a grown-ass woman and deal with my shit, you feel me? So, documentary episode 4, we're tracking money. I got some of my bills right here. Over time, I had bills that stacked up forever, like had a big ass stack, and I just let it stack because I knew it was bills, so I consolidated them. I just had a whole bunch of duplicates. So this first one is Citibank. Laying out my bills is crazy, but this first one, Citibank. It's gotta be at least like 8 years old. So that's how you know, like, I was just letting shit go. I wasn't even caring once I got out of the military. But my Best Buy card is $2,433.23. I ain't gonna cap, like the old me definitely was like, fuck that dude, yeah. The old me was like 2,000, what? Who? Cinnabus Bank? That is a personal loan for $500. $540.69. Wow, then I have a Navy Federal credit card. Sheesh. Alright, so my Navy Fed is $2,553.19. I honestly didn't care. And that's what I'm learning now, that I have to care, especially for the life, for the future, my future children. You feel me? For my family, for the ones that come after us. If we building legacies and we breaking generational curses, we gotta really do it. You feel me? We can't just play with it. Alright? So then I got a credit card from First Digital. I don't get no credit cards. Leave the credit card system alone. Alright, so this bill is $516.23. Okay, this one, Navy Federal. This is my card. Sold my card, Navy Federal. Gave them a letter of guarantee. And after I got out of the military, I could no longer fulfill the $1,100 that I was paying for that card. So, you saw episode 3? If you saw episode 3, then you know my situation with the card. It is $5,356.47. Right? And then, for somehow I owed the VA even though they paid me. But I guess they overpaid me while I was in school. That's one you don't wanna mess with. So this is actually really small bills, but at the same time, the priority on them so I don't mess with the VA, is higher than most. This one right here is $70.14. Ain't no 500, ain't no 2,000, ain't no $5,000 debt. But like I said, it's priority. This next VA joint is $125 even. All right, so let's calculate this joint. After that, we got a total of $11,594.95. I'm not worried about the exposure of what is coming when I announce my debt. I'm not worried about the recklessness of what I did as a child, because I know so many of us are actually going through the same thing. We didn't know, we weren't taught. Through this process right here, I'm like, okay, now it's time for me to stop this pattern of getting money, getting a loan, getting a credit card, getting something, and if I can't pay it, I, kind of get to the I don't give a fuck, which is okay. It's okay. That's okay. If you can't do something, don't let things out of your control handle you. But at this point, I don't know what I'm going to do with all these bills right here, but I'm moving. The consistency is what matters. All right, so now it's time to put y'all on to my afterpay, pay later type of debt. I decided at one point that to let these go as well. But shout out to January for combining them all together for me, so I ain't had to go searching. But my Zip, my Walmart, flight tickets, stuff from Amazon, even Temu, like eBay, just regular stuff that I was doing at one point, eventually started adding up. So this is a $909 bill, you feel me? That VS credit card is declined. A lot of these I'm starting to learn, I was really paying for other people. None of these is really even my bills, so sometimes we gotta look at our stuff and say, hey, if we can't afford it for others, we can't afford it for ourselves, we can't afford it for others. Here's my student loans and 2 more debts that I had to add. So after accumulating all of my debt together, looking at everything that I owe, here it is. I wanted to put everything on a tracker, make sure that I'm aware and not lost anymore of what my debt looks like. So I have a total, including student loans, of $39,411.95. So I also had to go in and pull out the subscriptions. So with these subscriptions on this side, I decided, okay, I'm going to close out subscriptions. If it's not necessary, if I don't need it for work, if I don't need it at least 10, 15 times out the month, there's no reason for me to have it. I know a lot of people are wondering, like, why am I doing what I'm doing? It's not supposed to make sense to anybody because it's my journey. And I understand that there's a lot of stuff that's going on in America right now. There's a lot of stuff going on in the world right now. And it's so many people, like, who's going to do something about it? Who's going to do something about it? Man, like Michael said, I'm starting with the man in the mirror. I have to do this for myself in order for, me to want anybody else to do better. And this is my way of doing better. This is all I can do. But this is about me. But the journey is going to get so much more deep. This is not calculated. It's not weekend or anything like that. Each week, I'm just making sure that I do something. You feel me? Something for myself and something for my legacy. And whoever joins and wants to lock in, lock in.